Do you like it? Yeah. Up everybody out there, and here we go. It's time for this really special Anthony Joshua Facebook Live, supported by Under Armour and hosted by them. I'm Colin Murray. This is more important. The man weighing in at about 6'6", little over 17 stone, and the prettiest boxer, let's face it, of the 21st century. Anthony Joshua, you well?
Yes, sir. How are you?
This has been an experience. This is no interview. Yeah. This is no press conference. Yeah. This is proper fans. 2,500 already watching. You've just sat down. Yeah. Say whatever you want. We're going to look at the love. If there's any hate, he's getting your IP address. He'll be round your house after his fight on Saturday night. Loads of people asking the weirdest questions. So you're ready for everything?
I'm ready, man.
Okay.
I'm ready.
And loads about training. And I want to start with training. People ask about loads of questions about how you get ready, just day in, day out, right? So I'm going to ask you a whole load of random questions I've had. How long do you skip for? Why do you skip?
How long do I skip for? Skipping is important. Gets the rhythm, gets your calves and legs going. And I skip for about non-stop about 8 to 10 minutes. You know, just a warm up, then you kind of loosen up the shoulders. So it's just a good activation for the body before boxing.
In your head, when you skip, are you always hearing da 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 da?
I'm thinking, how long have I got till the session's over? Nah, it's tough, but you got to go through it. And then after, I like to skip because it's just that little bit of extra work. When you're sweating, you've done your work, you get back on the rope and you're thinking, yeah, this is just the extra work, conditioning my shoulders and my body and stuff like that. But that Rocky music is not playing in my ears.
Well, it is in mine when I watch you do. What's the weirdest thing you've done in training?
The weirdest thing I've done in training.
You thought, why am I doing this?
The weirdest thing I've done in training? Probably, what can I say? It's been doing it for so long, I'm not too sure. Maybe getting in the sand or something like that. But then it's only until you get the explanation of why you're doing it, you then start to understand. So, like, shoes, socks off, get in the sand, start dancing around and all this. And I'm thinking, listen, I'm not preparing to play Brazilian beach football anytime soon. So why am I in the sand? Yeah. So then, but what it does, it conditions all the legs and so on. And then you see with certain fighters, there's different textures of the ring. Some are foamy, some are hard. So it just gives you the extra hand.
When you fight Klitschko in April, will you rip the foam out of the ring?
You see, I swear, I went to spar him and I got out there and Andy, you're in the ring sparring with the champ. I was like, all right, cool. Got in there now. The ring was feeling like I was stepping on this. Yeah. But you're not prepared for it. So imagine going into a fight. So you have to prepare for anything that happens in the ring. So yeah, I will be checking the ring for any foam.
It's the first bit of Klitschko I've got out of him. Whole press conference, nothing. You're sitting here with Under Armour, you get this type of stuff. I love it. Take me in. A lot of people are asking about post-training, and as someone who's tried to keep relatively more fit over the last couple of years, you know, I always have that debate all the time, like, how should I be stretching properly after every workout? What is your post-workout routine and the first food you eat?
After I finish the complete training session, so probably a protein shake, EQ Nutrition down me. It's good, it's healthy, and then you got a 30-minute block to recover. So, you know, you just got to make sure in that 30-minute block you get something down you. Whether it's food, you don't like the proteins, maybe you prefer food or you prefer a smoothie, but get something in you in the first 30 minutes. And the reason why I take the shake is because it's easy to digest and get into the system.
Do you stretch the arm against the wall?
Do you know what? I don't stretch straight after training because I spend so long warming up, so long training, so long doing all the extra stuff. I stretch actually before I go to bed. So I go on YouTube, type in, you know what I mean? Put my little phone up and I just follow this American lady and just stretch my body because it helps me recover. Yeah.
So just before you go to bed, you follow an American lady and stretch?
Yeah.
A little bit too much information. I think we've had Melina on Saturday. You said you've trained more smart. Give me a little bit more detail that press conference doesn't allow you to give.
Nah, do you know what it is? It's just communication. I've got so much respect for my coach. If he wants me to train all year, I'll train all year. But I've just had to voice myself and be like, Coach, look, I'm feeling a bit tired. I'm feeling like this. And we've built a relationship where we've had an actual plan. We've got a really good team together now because in boxing, you turn pro, believe me, it's not glitz and glamour. You know, I come to you, you're a promoter, you tell me, you know what, you're going to turn pro, Josh. There's your contract. We want you to fight 10 times a year. Who's your trainer? That's your trainer. You probably train in some local gym and that's it. But you forget about the whole structure of how to become a professional outfit because you are running your own empire. And I've managed to bring through some trusted people that I've worked with before and to get everyone to sit down around the table and plan, you know, a 3-month plan of training to help me sitting somewhere in training camp ready for my next session to help you better yourself through camp. And that's what we've done. And that's where it's been a lot smarter. So it hasn't just been about hard work. we want you to run, box, and we don't care if you're tired. You're supposed to feel tired because you're a boxer.
Yeah.
They've strategized when the rest is, the recovery, and it's really helped.
And that's much more smart.
Much more smart, yeah.
You're such a crushing favourite going into this fight at the weekend. It's like this interview here, right? It's not hard talk. It's not mastermind. It's not easy temp. But I'm still prepared.
You're still prepared.
Right? How do you not drop 1%? Because complacency, as we've seen, is what opens you up to that one haymaker, pardon the pun, to that one lucky punch, and that's what he's talking about. He says, I've got one punch plan, which is whatever. But you know, that's the thing. Only complacency allows that. How do you stay at 100%?
Probably because you know how it is, right? You see 1,000 good things, or you see 1,000 good comments probably on this Facebook page, and that one that sticks out, you probably capture that one, and it's probably the fact of failure, isn't it? No one wants to fail. You don't want to come and have a bad interview. I don't want to come and have a bad interview with you. So no matter how small it is or how big it is, you prepare. And as I said, I've got a good team around me that have structured my 3-month plan in camp that won't let me slip, because if I'm not having to take my nutrition and he's standing there, or having to stretch and my physio standing there, everyone is playing a role to help me become a better fighter. And I remember quickly is that I used to listen to speeches when I used to go to these dinners. You know, when I wanted to be around like these cool people, I used to go to these dinners and they'll be like, first of all, I want to thank God, and then I want to thank my team. And I'll be like, listen, you've done it yourself. You know, what are you thanking your team for? You've done it yourself. But until I've actually got these people and this team with me now, I can really appreciate the effort they put in, so I get it more.
So at the risk of not getting the right hook from you, you've grown up.
How do you mean?
You've grown up. When you get a bit older and you become a full adult, you learn about team, you learn about humility. When you won Olympic gold, you were young and fearless.
20, 21. I'd only been boxing 3 years. Yeah, so now I'm 27 now, and I get it, you know. I've listened, I've soaked it up. It could go in one ear and out the other, but I'm around the same people and they kept on drilling it into me. So
I love it.
It sets now.
Listen, a lot of people ask about what round. I bet Matt Terry to win X Factor. And I want to do a double. The round. And I'm pretty sure Matt Terry is. I know Matt Terry's going to win X Factor. So don't let me down here, right? Because I need the money at the moment.
You got the X on here as well. Do you want like a little block, or do you want an actual round?
That depends how confident you are.
Well, listen.
I want the right answer.
This is boxing, and it's a breaking down job. So that's why in my head I start thinking about round 5 and 7, round 5 to 7. You know, it gives you a little window, you know, and I don't want to start chasing him around the ring throwing haymakers, excuse the pun. If it gets to round 5, I'm trying to knock him out because I'm trying to secure your bet and I'm not going to get anything from it.
Don't think of my bet. Don't say in the interview after, I just lost, I was thinking of his bet, I was thinking of Matt Terry from X Factor.
Every loser's got an excuse, so I'll make you my excuse.
A million questions coming in, right? I want to say hello to loads of people here quickly. Ibrahim, hello to you. Hello to Luca, who's people from all around the world here. Lee, Mario, can you get Mario tickets? No? Just checking. Felicity Perry, just 3 kisses, which I'm assuming 2 for me and 1 for him. Loads coming in. Nick Mason, how you doing, mate? He asked what round. Say hello to Ivan Danchev.
Ivan Danchev, how you doing, mate?
Come on, love it. So thank you so much for all your comments so far. So many people watching at the moment. And do you know what the most common question we've had building up to this on the Under Armour Facebook and Instagram and on your pages? Your fantasy fight, any fighter, alive or dead, that you would in your dream fight against?
And then again, the first thing that pops in mind is probably Holyfield, right?
Right.
You got to look at the man, a phenomenal man. From Philadelphia, one of the roughest places in America, and they called him the real deal, Holyfield. So to have that title, like I ain't even picked up, I'm just Anthony Joshua, AJ right now. So he's come from Philadelphia, a rough place, and they named him the real deal, Holyfield. Tough fighter, come up from cruiserweight to dominate the heavyweight division, beat the greats, never ducked anyone, been in phenomenal fights. And what I like about his style also is, you know, he's off the line, he's on his toes, he can box and he can scrap on the inside. So you want to watch a good little boxing fight, Riddick Bowe versus Evander Holyfield is a real good boxer fighter fight. So
you got Holyfield, you're going to fight him in his pump.
Yeah.
Who wins the fight?
Me and Holyfield.
Him in his pump, you're in trouble now, right?
No.
Now you're in trouble.
Right now, because I'm not at that level when he's in his pump, I'm building.
Let's not pretend.
But
Holyfield's going down in this fantasy fight.
I would if give me a year or so. I think I'll give him a good scrap, because I like to vision myself like Riddick Bowe, who is his competitor, and I do try and work on things like Riddick. So Give me a year or so when I keep on practicing, the defence and counter. That's what Holyfield's good at. And I've got a really good sparring partner in Fraser Clark who, when I spar with him, it just reminds me of that type of fight because we box each other, but when we get close, you know, some fighters like to hug each other and we still scrap it out, uppercuts, hooks. And it's like an imitation of these guys. So I definitely think I'd like to fight him because our styles will gel.
I love it. There's a big difference between a fighter who comes through as a pro, he's talented, he gets 6 or 7 fights out of the limelight, then he gets towards 15 and people go, hey, he should take a big fight now. That doesn't happen with Olympic gold medalists. First fight sold out. And that in itself is a curse and a blessing. And the one thing with you, of course, is this, like, when's that fight? When? We now know it's going to be April next year. I suppose the boxer always wants to move on quicker than his team. You know, I'm assuming you're frothing at the mouth. Get Saturday out of the way, and I'm assuming the first thing you do Sunday morning is focus straight on Wembley Stadium. You know, first thing, right?
Now, where's my apple crumble? Where's my sweets?
Right, because a lot of people ask that. What is your one treat you have as soon as the fight's over? Because you must go straight to the most fatty treat you can have.
Apple crumble. Yeah.
Homemade, or what, you just take it from anywhere?
So I was chatting to a chef yesterday about how to make the perfect apple crumble. And the issue that they have, right, is that the crumble needs to be toasted, right? But where they put the crumble on top of the apple, when they put it in the oven, the crumble absorbs the juices from the apple, so it never gets crispy enough. So you have to do it separate, and that's why a homemade crumble, if made right, is always the best.
There's a main reason people tuned into this, and it was to hear this.
To hear my apple crumble story?
I don't listen. You know when you make your crumble?
Yeah.
1/3 oats, Quaker's oats.
So you know this, the tricks as well.
And that's what gives you the extra crisp on top.
This is what I'm saying.
And you got a bit cinnamon on your apple.
Nah, no cinnamon.
Well, mate, you're not having the right apple crumble. If you want, I'll make you a post-fight apple crumble for every London fight. I'll bring it down like your auntie.
Wheel 'em in.
Bring it down. Wear a nice little dress for you. Right, loads of things coming in here at the moment.
Yeah.
You don't trash talk. We saw that in the press conference today. You try and keep it, as you've said yourself today, you want to bring the respect back to heavyweight boxing. Well, I'm a huge Card Frampton fan. I've followed him around the world, and he does the same. He picks his moment. I mean, do you really have to try not to sometimes lose your cool, or is it just that's your natural demeanour?
I think everyone's got a limit, right? Everyone's got a limit, and no one really pushes me that far unless we're in the ring and someone's throwing punches at me. But yeah, man, you can only be yourself. Trust me, I could be a hot-headed guy, and you'll probably see that because you're in the hot seat. But me, just as my personality gets like expressed to everyone, I'm just chilled. Verbally speaking doesn't win you a fight. You express yourself and you just talk about how your camp's gone and what you think you're going to do with him, and then you go and express yourself in the fight. I don't need to do all the extra stuff right now. You know, I see both ends of it. People say, I want you to be more entertaining. Then I watch the entertaining people who do it and start pushing people, and they say, what a prick, he's crazy and stuff like that. So, do you know what I mean? You've got to do what suits you, and because it's only you that deals with it at the end of the day. So for me, chill out, handle business, get in there, fight, and then we move on. So
from that point of view, with that level head,
a
lot of fighters just say, well, I never contemplate losing, I'm never going to lose my O, all that stuff. And for very most fighters, that's not the case. So do you accept the possibility of losing? Do you fear losing? Do you refuse to think about it?
I accept the possibility because it's reality. You read so many stories of people that inspire you, and you see them for where they are because they've inspired you, but then until you read how they got there, you start realising that, my God, it was tough. He went through some failures and bounced back. So what's to say that my journey will be completely opposite from the thousands of people who I've looked at and seen that it was tough? So that helps me keep my feet on the ground. But if I can learn anything from them, I'm going to prepare the best way possible to try and dodge these hiccups in the road, you know, and that's why I can't take my foot off the gas. And it's not only in the gym, it's how you live outside. Because everyone's a boxer in the gym. As soon as you step out them doors, you got to question how people are living. So you got to kind of live the life. And I think due to that, I do accept the fact that it can happen. But as I said, I try and minimalise any mistakes that can happen of losing down the future.
Let's do some questions. Some are very straightforward. Luke says, who's your idol of all-time sports people, not just boxing?
All-time idol? I don't know. I like Cristiano Ronaldo. You've seen his development. He's a beast, and he's living a life, man. And he's a good father, and he's handling business. So from what he's portrayed as, I like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah. Would you win a fight? I don't know. You're 27.
27 now. Yeah.
What was your first Rocky movie?
My first Rocky? I don't even know. I can't even remember. Probably the one where he shouts Adrian. That's the one everyone remembers.
Oh, so you've done the box set.
Yeah.
You know Ivan Drago from Rocky 4? So he's on everything. He's got the machines and all that. You remember Rocky does him? He's like, with the bed.
Yeah.
Would you beat him? And if so, can't believe I'm asking this, but it did come in. And it's not an interview, so we got to make sure. How would you beat him? Would you beat him? And do you think you'd be able to beat him?
I probably wouldn't. That guy was a machine, man. He trained like a Trojan. Yeah, like, you know, he was ahead of his time. Right. So imagine him now in 2016 with all that equipment you'll have. So that was like back then, and he was ahead of his time.
So you're dodging him. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm dodging Ivan Drago.
I love it. Would you fight? This is great from Thomas. Would you fight McGregor? No, he's gonna box.
Nah. I'm not getting involved in that malarkey. I'm not getting
1 minute. Only told 1 minute left.
Let's have another 5.
Yeah, baby! Yes, sit down. 5 minutes. I love it. So you wouldn't, like, do you think, where is it? Because I want to have a competition with you if we go.
Yeah.
It is a strange thing, isn't it? Because now we're all going to be banned for Mayweather against McGregor. That's going to be the thing. But it's a bit of a money gimmicky, I don't know. But is boxing, MMA's MMA?
Well, it's a martial art, right?
Yeah.
And you get, like, let's say, in the martial arts of China, you get like, Kung Fu, Taekwondo, and whatever. They may come together and test their arts out and see who has the best art. So Conor McGregor, it's good, and it is a publicity thing as well. So they're capturing the world's attention. So if it happens, mate, I'll be tuning in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's one of those ones.
It's one of them ones you can't deny that you'll tune in. So yeah, it's good. It's definitely good.
It was like Mayweather, Pacquiao when they fought, and everyone was like, "Well, this is too late. He should have fought in 5 years ago."
Everyone tuned in.
Have you bought it? Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. I've got people coming around my house.
My point is
having espresso martinis. Bring it on.
My point is
right. We're doing this in a year from now, right? So we've just sat this. This is how I have a couple of things left, and we'll let you get away because I know you loads to do. We sit here in a year from now. What do you want me to be saying?
How much did that mink jacket cost you, Josh?
Oh, you're not going to change, are you?
Yeah, I'll be changed. Different man. No,
Third person and all. Anthony
this whole thing filled with sponsors. Nah. Well, look, just like, you know what? It was good chatting to you last year. You stayed on your grind. You know, I love what you're doing in the world of boxing, and especially outside, because I want to try and, you know, give something back to the community. And just, you know what? I'm rooting for you and keep on doing what you're doing. Simple as that. Nothing major, nothing much changing, because right now, the main thing is to be happy. And if you take everything away from me, I can say I'm happy. So that's all that matters.
And how important is that with the connection with these thousands of people? I did a poll on a radio show I was doing, and it was like, not who you think is the best fighter. And this was ages ago as well, 2 years ago. Not the best British heavyweight, but your favourite. And you actually get 78% of 1,000 of votes.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Is it?
Right? And we were
and
like,
I'm still...
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't done.
Is that really important to you to be a semi-role model, a semi-sports star, someone who is attainable and
Winning's important. Winning's important, but there'll be another heavyweight that comes along that'll be winning. So it's about like how respect is just as important as well. So as I said, the respect, you know, connecting with people. After boxing, I might go in and be a trainer and help the youth come through because I know how it helped me. So yeah, man. As I said, as long as I'm happy, people are happy with what I'm doing. I think I'm ticking all the boxes.
You up for a bit of fun before we finish? A little competition because it's not an interview. You against me.
Yes.
You up for that? Can we do a stare off first?
A stare off.
I just want to know what it feels like. Are you in the zone? Like, could you?
Come on, we got a press conference. And
can you put the head into me a little bit? I just want to feel what it's like to have a.
I don't do all that. I don't do all that.
No. Okay, we're doing it. I just want to see how it feels. That's enough. Yeah, okay, sit down there. Yeah, fantastic. Right.
Yes.
There's only one thing I can beat you at. I've thought about this for ages.
Yeah.
I have never been beaten in my life at this.
Yeah.
I challenge you.
It's starting now, isn't it? It's physical stuff.
Anthony, Josh, you too.
This chair.
A thumb war.
Let's get it on.
Ready? Do you know to do the 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare thumb war?
Yeah.
How long are your nails? He's already
tactics.
digging in. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, I declare thumb war. Here we go. It's the IBF World Champion here. Against the Belfast Bottler. Oh, you got him. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, thumbs. Come on! I told you, unbelievable, Alex. Listen, this is the man. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you to Under Armour as well for hosting us.
Thank you to everyone that tuned in as well.
Thank you, loser.
Thank you. All good.
Welcome here to Finchley Amateur Boxing Club in North London. Can I give you a proper intro? Because we're in a ring and all. Can I do it?
Go on then.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new unified heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony AJ Joshua.
You're going to be after Michael Buffer's job if you're not careful.
If I said what he says, I'd have to pay money now.
Correct.
Do you know that?
He's got a trademark.
He's paid a fortune every time.
But that was unbelievable. You will
it?
be our backup.
You like that?
You will be our backup. For sure.
You're such a charmer. And that's the thing, like, I think if I'd have met you back here where it all began, talking to you now, you wouldn't have changed much. But I tell you what, must have been a little bit emotional after the weekend walking in here.
Yeah, it's good because it keeps your feet on the ground and you go back to the days when you was doing the same thing when not many people are interested or see the potential. And you got to remember, take this ring and put it in Wembley. The same rules, the same desire, the same ambition applies. So from here to there, that's why you remain the same, because not much really changes on your road.
Yeah. You're underestimating yourself. Loads of people changing that road. I think that's why we all love you, that you haven't. You know, we've got so many questions we're going to do that are coming in, and we'll fire through because that's Facebook Live is. But I think what we've got here at the moment are thousands of fans watching, and I'm just a fan sitting here, right? Love my boxing, love you.
Thank you.
So this ring walking Saturday night, I'm screaming at the TV. What's he doing? He's high-fiving people. Get in the zone! Get in the zone!
High-fiving people.
Were you that relaxed? Or, you know, or inside, was there just supreme focus from the minute you got out there? Because you took it all in.
Yeah. You know what? So training camp, there's different stages you can go through in training camp and different things you work on. And weirdly enough, there was one thing I worked on, and one of the things I did work on was being confident, because Klitschko was talking about the obsession he had to win.
Yeah.
And Klitschko's trademark was obsessed. So I had in my mind, I didn't feel obsessed. I didn't feel I want to work solely on my footwork, on my hand speed. I just wanted to be confident in that type of environment. So that's why when you saw me spudding people and smiling with people, you probably thought, what is he doing?
Yeah. I feared the worst.
I was actually exercising what I've been practicing in the gym.
Yeah.
Just being pure confident. When people are like, my God, you're fighting Klitschko, this is a big fight. And I was like, yeah, no problem. Just be confident with 90,000 people and so on.
There's only one other person I can compare that to, and that's Usain Bolt. He has the ability to, he goes down into his blocks, to go, bang, I'm ready now.
Yeah.
And then I saw that a little bit with you. As soon as it came that moment, the dressing gown's off, the fight's on, there was a switch you hit.
Yeah.
Absolutely a switch you hit right then.
So when I got in the ring, there's the Klitschko brothers. So Vitaly, his brother, was in the ring.
Yeah.
Vladimir staying focused, prancing up and down the ring, and then his brother's staring at me, and I'm thinking, mate, like, don't worry about that. We can do a few rounds as well if you want. Because the way he was looking at me is like, I forgot who I'm fighting, so I'm staring at him. Then I feel his brother staring at me, and I'm looking at them both like, listen, I'm from the streets, bro. We can do a handicap match if you want. But I had to focus, and then that's what I mean, from the ring walk to getting in the ring ready to fight, and then you feel that energy of someone wants to take your head off. I really had to switch on and get in zone.
I just need to, I mean, I'm not one to preach to you, right? You notice I touch him a lot. I love him so much. I'm not one to preach to you, right? But Eddie Hearn's not far away. And technically, you've just said, I'd like to have a tag team match with the Klitschkos. I mean, that's not... Well, we could sell a lot of tickets, though. We could sell a lot of tickets for that.
Eddie would love that.
How do you feel now going through your recovery? Because it's very important, Under Armour stuff deals with that, deals with the fitness and deals with the recovery.
Yeah.
How do you feel in the last couple of days? Are you completely all right now? Do you feel very normal? Or so it's a new experience of 11 rounds into the championship rounds.
I feel very normal, and I feel motivated because I'm going to start training on Monday. Normally, as you said, people saying, so what do you do to celebrate? I've been getting my physio done. And it's boring, but I'm on a mission. Do you know what I mean? And that's how I feel. I feel normal. I've been doing my physio. Normally what you do, you go out and party, you have a few drinks, but that don't add years onto your career. So I won't be able to do what Klitschko's done and fight until he's 40.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be dedicated and prolong my career. So yeah, that's what I've been doing because I'm ready to fight again and I want to bring more nights like that to boxing.
Yeah. This is the only people will ask this connected to that. Did you have your apple crumble?
Do you know, I did, but it wasn't the apple crumble that I like. Do you know what it is? We had a chef. I've had chefs make apple crumble, but I just like the cheap Tesco one.
Yeah, absolutely, my man.
I don't know if it's like official or how they make it, but it's just The crumble is just molded together like like they sprayed it with something that it makes it rock hard. And
we're crumble enthusiasts. You need to know this. You need to know this. We're crumble enthusiasts.
There's a special way I like my crumble.
Well, I've given you my recipe. That's so sad, isn't it? You don't want this, really, of a superstar talking to... we're getting so many questions come, like Adele was saying about, like, what was your mind in the 6th round? What was your mind in the 7th round? We're getting all of those type of questions. So if you mind if I can lump all those in, so we get loads of them done. Right, what did you think the first time he went down? Did you think it was over? Did you go hazy?
Look at the fights I've fought before. Every time I've hit someone, if they don't go down and stay down, they get up and I take them up. They don't recover properly.
Bang.
So when I dropped Klitschko, I thought to myself, I had already cheered because I thought, that is it. I've won this fight in 5 rounds. Something that people thought I couldn't do, or something that people said, Anthony will win it in the first 6 rounds, or if he goes past 6 rounds, Klitschko is going to dominate. Yeah. So when I took him out in the 5th, I thought there's no recovering for Klitschko. I've won this fight already. And then obviously I got dropped the next round.
Yeah.
And then it turned
but that's, again, I think you learned a lot in that fight. And people keep saying that, but it's true.
You show character.
That's
it
the
teaches
first thing.
you. You learn so much, and you can do a million things in training, in routine, but when it comes to the real thing, that's when you learn who you are and how you deal with the pressure. And it was a great learning curve for me. Klitschko, all respect to him. Great champion and achieved great things. And if there was anyone I wanted to push me to the limit, I would have been happy with it being Klitschko, and he did. And we put on one of the greatest heavyweight fights in the last how many years, people are saying.
So you've talked long enough for me to forget that she wants to know what happened 6th and 7th, so I'm going to get those now. Right, so you're down. Are you hearing the crowd? Is it a blur when he puts you down? You seeing his feet? What's...
I saw his corner and I stuck my tongue out.
No.
If you watch the fight back, when I went down...
I was like this, so I didn't...
I was just, you know what, where I tried to take him out in the 5th, I'd use a lot of energy. And then the 6th round come and I was a bit tired. And I was just waiting in front of him. Instead of moving my feet, I just waited in front of him and I was just there for that sweet right hand. So I took it and I went down and I stuck my tongue out. And it was nice because it's like I got a 10-second break.
Yeah.
You need it. 10 seconds is like a lifetime in the ring. And I got up, they counted to 10, and then I just remember him coming over and I thought, all right, cool. Whatever he throws, I'm going to do my best to avoid it. So now I went into a mode where it's not about trading, it's about defending.
Yeah.
Anyone can throw punches. But they have to teach you on how to avoid punches. Yeah. So I regrouped, I avoided punches, and I whispered, well, I didn't whisper to him, but if you watch the fight back...
Yeah, you were talking to him?
I was talking to him.
Yeah.
And I just told him that, if you let me get through this round, I'm going to beat you up.
Well, bleep, that we didn't do that. That's brilliant.
And he said, I'm going to knock you out. And I said, I'm deadly serious. You let me get through. And I was talking to him in the ring.
I could see you giving it a mouth.
It's competition talk, though, isn't it?
Love it.
Yeah.
You know, and again, so many questions coming in on that front. Rachel wants to know, how do you stay in the zone before a fight, which we've just talked about. He does it relaxed. You're in the zone the whole time.
With my family, friends. I could talk to you like this before a fight because there's nothing to lose.
You wouldn't win any fight with me talking in your ear.
I wouldn't mind.
You'd lose all the belts straight away. So many coming in about that. Now, a lot of people asking after the fight, and if you want to just keep it personal, then that's fine. But I just love that. I'm off to my mum's.
Yeah.
You know, your mum not allowed to watch it, you know, because you're like, I don't want you to watch what I have to go through. You know, your kid obviously wouldn't understand really yet anyway. Like, so what was that? If you want to tell me, you can. You don't have to, but go back to where you're from, kid.
With family and stuff. It's just
been amazing.
It's chilled. It is so chilled, and that's why I keep it so separate, because work is work.
Yeah.
Even though it's entertainment, I try to keep work as work, and then the family life is family life.
Yeah.
And I'll always say is that I've lost before as an amateur.
Yeah.
And my family never turned their back on me, and I realised that no matter what the result is, they're going to support me regardless. So I just really managed to keep the two separate rather than celebrating on a high when I won, and then when I lost, really turn my back on everyone and not want to see anyone. I take it with balance. I don't let the success get to my head, and I'll never let the failures get to my heart to the point where I'm disheartened and I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be involved in boxing.
Rudyard Kipling's if, isn't it? You know, treating victory as the same imposter as defeat.
Yeah.
And that gets you in the middle. So
gets you in the middle, yeah.
You weren't really expecting poetry, were you, on the Under Armour Facebook? But, you know, you get what comes up. You get what comes up. There's so many questions directly about the fight, so I'm trying not to go off on my tangents, because that's, you know, it's not my interview, it's these guys.
Yeah.
I think this is a brilliant question, actually. What's the first thing you remember after you won? And I love that question.
The first thing I remember after I won.
Was it a second after? Was it an hour after? Like, when did you focus in?
I looked at Klitschko, and I smiled at him, and I thought, yeah, I got you now. I got you now. And then I just took a stroll back.
Oh, you did the walk?
Yeah, but it was like a tired McGregor walk, like arms back, like just thinking. I actually thought there's 2 fights that I've enjoyed, and one was with Dylan, my top fight, and that one. And I thought that was actually a good scrap. And I enjoy fighting. That's what I'm saying. I don't care how tough it was, how guts and glory it was. I just thought I was actually an entertaining fight, and I was involved in it. Yeah,
and you wouldn't change the way it happened. I mean, to sum it up in a song, the story of that fight. Rising up. Back on the street, took my time, took my chances. That was in my head the whole fight. But you would not go, if I offered you now to go back, rewind time, go back in there, have a second round knockout, you would tell me to go away, because how it happened was just
I don't know if I would tell you
to. It's rocky stuff, man.
But for entertainment purposes, the build-up, the amount of people that came out, we needed a fight like that to put the icing on the cake, the cherry on top. And you can't plan a fight like that. It's not rehearsed. How do you get a fight like that? It's just 2 men coming together that are none of us wanted to give up.
And everyone's talking about it. Everyone's an expert now on you.
But it's a shame.
People who only watch one boxing match a year are now an expert in what you should do next.
But I think people move on quick. Do you know what I mean? So that's done, and they want to know what's next.
Loads of people are asking sort of what's next, what's the next thing that you're going to do, all that type of stuff. But because I remember when I asked him in the last one, so Klitschko next then, obviously, you wanted to see people fall over, hook him out of the interview, So let me just put it this way. It's possible, I think no matter who you fought, Wembley would be sold out, right? That could be, which is remarkable to say, that could be your home venue.
Wow.
That'd be a place
Wembley Arena.
You just fight.
Not all the time.
At the stadium? Yeah, you could. You could fight me there, mate, and it does 90,000.
Or get Freddie Flintoff out.
But mate, Freddie Flintoff about 80,000. Not as many people want to see him beat up. But you mean is at that level now? The clamour for tickets is even going to double after
what I think is that who I fight has a big impact on the amount of attention, because people have always supported what we're doing, and I've been beating people early on. Round 1, round 2, round 3, and they wanted to see me in tougher fights. That's what people want to see, is how many times can you get knocked down and how many times are you willing to get up?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what they want to see. So I think if I fight someone who's a Klitschko or a world champion on that level, for sure we could definitely do Wembley again, because they know my character. They know I'm willing to go to the trenches to win.
We don't care as fight fans about the zero. Like, it hasn't mattered. There's so many great fighters in history. We care about that fighter, that he fights the right guys, that he stands up and takes the fights when he should take the fights. You've done it early, you could argue, and that's what we love. No one ever has ever said to me, I love that fighter. Do you remember him 30 years ago? Zero. Nobody says that.
No, they remember the classical fights, how it went, and what you gave to the sport. That's what they remember, for sure. And I think that fight will be amazing, because I think that will stand in people's memories, hopefully for a long time.
This is a great question from Erkan on Facebook. When you're in your 40s, would you fight someone in the mid? So there was an up-and-coming fighter. He was good-looking. Don't get a big head. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He was a golden boy of boxing. Now you are. You've done it all. You've
40.
reigned.
Yeah.
And you are at that stage in your 40s.
Yeah.
Right. You're Klitschko's age. The up-and-coming guys your age. Would you now run a mile from that? Would you think?
No. If I've lived right, that's what I'm doing. Why do you think I'm doing my recovery after I fight now? I'm not doing it for any reason. I should be straight out in the clubs turning up with my boys. I've been in training camp for a quarter of the year, locked away. And I'll come out and I'm still sitting in the physio room, because I still want to fight when I'm 38, 40. Yeah. Do you know where I'm coming from? Yeah. So 100%, if I'm in good nick and I still got my wits about me, I would definitely fight at 40.
I thought you just did it to look good in the tight Under Armour.
Now it's time to look good in the Under Armour. Now I'm going to get this beach squad ready.
I want to know if you'd have lost, I'd still been here doing the Under Armour thing.
This is what I find interesting.
I wouldn't have left you.
To go back to the poetry, you never let the success get to your head, and the failures get to your heart.
Exactly. Do you think, Lisa Marie, sorry for hijacking it, it's all about what you send in here in the Facebook Live. Do you think boxing would be good for some children in schools to teach them self-discipline, good work ethic, or to keep them in the straight and narrow? They might all be different.
Yeah, because boxing exercise a healthy style of living, eating good, living good, resting good, and what you do in the gym, the discipline, you have to leave your ego at the door because you shake your opponent's hand and you compete. If you can take that into day-to-day life, it has massive benefits. And that is why I like boxing. I don't like it because I don't care about the belts or any type of attention. What boxing has given me is the discipline, and I exercise the lifestyle that boxing gives you and healthy living, and it helps train your mind and stuff. And I've met some good people. So yeah, that's what I like about boxing. So it could definitely help kids, definitely.
I was interviewing a UFC star recently, and I asked him, he's returning to fight, he's a bit older. And I said, what is it that you miss the most? And he said, that silence just before the fight starts.
Yeah.
You know, do you experience that beautiful moment of solitude just before it's just you?
When I beat Klitschko, that walk from that corner to that corner, that was that silence. It was just silence, that walk, that solitude.
Love it.
And this training camp, because nowadays everyone's on their phone and stuff, I nap in the day. So I go upstairs, I have my nap. And I tend to put my phone away so I can have that moment of silence. Because even when you're alone, you're on your phone, you're still connected to the world. So you're still reading and not listening, but taking in what people are saying. So now I really I really love that moment of silence that I get to myself. And that walk after I beat him was like a few seconds for myself to take in what just happened.
I love it.
Yeah, it was nice.
How many hours a day do you train now? Like, you just take straight back in Monday, straight back on it hard?
Monday, I'm going to train 3 times in a week. I'm going to do a bike session, a run, and a swim.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to put on too much weight. Because last time I had fought in December, I took a holiday and I was living as if I was on the brink of retirement.
Right, exactly.
And getting into training after having some fun and eating good is not the right mentality for an athlete. So I'm going to live right, get back in the gym. So when it comes to fighting next, I'm going to obliterate my opponent to the point he won't get up.
I love it. They're telling me we've got to wrap up, but last time, let's see, this is the thing. No, you give me your 1 minute all you want. Last time we did an Under Armour, we did like kind of double the length.
Yeah.
Not asking you to double the length now, but if you were to leave right on time, I would then go and tell like my taxi drivers and stuff, he's changed, mate. I used to work with him.
He's changed.
He used to give me loads of noise, like his people are like right on him. We're on for a few minutes, aren't we? We love it. We love it. That's because there's so many things coming in as well. We want to get to them. This is a weird one, right? But Sam, does your heart lie in Watford or London?
Ooh,
fair?
My heart lies in Watford.
Yeah.
My heart lies in Watford. That's it. That's what made me. Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's what made me.
Lewis, can you pick up a pen with your gloves on, your boxing gloves on? Does it become obvious?
What type of question is that?
Well, dude, you got to sign up more autographs these days. I think it's a very intelligent question.
I can't pick up a pen
Respect that question.
I can't pick up a pen with my gloves.
You can't really do much with those.
I can't do much.
Can you? So many things now that you have to take into account, and I want to know what you're on. Like, Wembley's amazing, right? Would you like to, and a friend of Carl Frampton's, and he's very like you, by the way. There's a guy who, when he goes to watch the football, he'll park exactly in the same place as he parked with his dad, kept his feet completely in the ground. I love the guy to bits. And, you know, he wants to fight at Windsor Park, but he got his Vegas fight as well. Do you have a wee checklist of things?
What I want to achieve in boxing?
Where you want to fight?
Where I want to fight?
Even something less, a little bit more like, would you like that big Vegas night? You know?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But I'm not in a rush. Because I've always said that when I started boxing, it was all about like Mayweather, all about the Americans, the Mexicans, all about the USA. So now, boxing has got a stronghold in the UK, and we're putting on fights like we did the other day, Frochton Groves, and Kell Brook's about to have a massive fight. I'm happy performing here, but as a world champion, you defend your belt around the world. So I don't just want to fight in my backyard all the time. But I just want to make a point and state that I'm happy here because it's nice to bring boxing back home. And kids that can't afford to travel to Vegas in my local gym have a chance to pop down Wembley, you know what I mean, and come and watch a fight if they want. Yeah, absolutely. Really good point. Let's do 3 quick questions because we're definitely, you've stayed that extra bit, which is absolutely fantastic. I can't go without mentioning that uppercut. Oh, my Lord. Yeah. Like, do you have a little gif of it in your phone? Just watch it on repeat. Have you? Because I'm watching it nonstop. It's one of them. You know, there's times. It was needed. You cracked my tooth when I was watching in pay-per-view, right? It hurt me. I'm glad to you said pay-per-view and you were streaming. What a punch! Like maybe at the time, did you think, "What's a punch"? Yes. Yeah. At the time. Oh. I knew. Do you know what it was? I knew these 2 rounds were vital and I needed to come out and win them. Because I knew the fight was close, it was a good scrap, and I thought, you know, I've got to win this fight, and I know I could, so I stepped it up, boom, 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 and subconsciously, I didn't even know where it come from, I just whipped it up, and I just saw his chin, you know, like it was like an exorcism, where he's looking at the back of the crowd, and I'm talking fighter, sorry, I got respect for it, but it was like, boom, and his head,
knows that.
And then he started like, he was trying to, you disguise when you're hurt, and I thought, you know what, this is my chance to take him out, and I just stepped up, and I tried to land every punch in the book. I threw the kitchen sink at him and everything, and I finally got him out of there in the end.
And that was then came that glorious moment of silence. 2 more I'm going to get shouted at. You should really just continue this chat with me privately when we finish, because I've got so much more I want to ask you. Yeah. Andy Murray had to stop watching. So he said he was too nervous and he walked away.
Yeah, I like Andy Murray.
What's it like having, you know, people at ringside that like are, you know, that you've known for a while, they're big as well. What's this side of it been like all of a sudden, like Jack Nicholson's tweeting about it or whoever, do you know what I mean? Arnold Schwarzenegger's ringside.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Did you not when you went in go, I wait, what are you doing there?
Yeah, of course.
It's crazy. It must be a bit crazy. But Andy Murray says, I can't even watch it because he knows you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's too nerve-wracking.
It's so different. When you know, people are there for entertainment as well, so they don't really mind who gets battered, as long as they see a good fight. They don't care who loses, who gets battered, as long as they see a good fight. But then there's the people who are there and they know you, they care about you, and it makes a fight so different. When you've met someone and then you see them fight in a fight like that, you see the blood, you get them getting knocked down, it's completely different. So
I agree.
I can only imagine how they feel. Because when I went to watch Bellew and Hay a few weeks ago, I was rooting for Bellew, and people must have been looking at me like, this guy's crazy, because I was the only one standing up screaming like, use your jab, because I've got a different type of, I'm not there for entertainment, I really want him to win and not get hurt, and I can relate to how Andy must have been feeling in that fight.
I love Tony so much, even though he's blue.
A good guy.
Right, final question, a serious one.
Final question after the next one.
No, this is listen, you're hurt at the moment, and I wanted to take you. Right, this is the final question, and we'll do a little chat. Remember last time I beat you at the thumb war?
Yeah.
You've never beaten me. You've never beaten me.
If you watch the documentary on BBC that they've done, you'll see I was practicing my thumb war.
No way. So we'll rematch the thumb war?
We'll rematch the
Okay, I was going to do rock, paper, scissors, but we'll do thumb war.
No, rock, paper, scissors, because I get into your mind easier.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I'm done with the physical stuff now.
Okay, we'll do that. Right, we'll do that. Serious question.
Yeah.
You know, because I think this underlined everything that was going on. Because, you know, Eddie was saying it, you were saying it, Klitschko was saying it. It was about questions before the fight. Now, I think an Olympic gold medalist probably has more question marks over them than somebody who works their way through, goes through the Intercontinental, goes through the European. They get asked less questions. It's almost like, well, you won Olympic gold, mate, now come play with the grown-ups. Yeah. There's that, come play with us now. Yeah. And there's a little bit of an arrogance to it, but I think because we've been burnt by other Olympic gold medalists, you now just sit here and think, I've answered that. I'm no longer the Olympic gold medalist. As of Saturday, you're no longer, that's not the first thing.
What, they remember that?
It's not the first thing casual people think of now.
Oh, no.
He's the guy that did that at Wembley.
Yeah.
Unified, correct. That's huge for me.
That is true, because of some Olympic medalists don't go on as a pro and perform there.
Yeah.
But that's why they say, like, I think amateurs is a sport. The pros, you don't play boxing. It's not a sport. You can't play boxing when you come to the pros, because you've got a pot in the middle, a pot of gold, and you've got 2 guys who are hungry and willing to go the distance and take your head off. But yeah, I do think that was a transition, and I said that would turn you from champion to adding a bit to your legacy overnight, that type of fight. And it definitely lived. I'm so shocked it lived up to expectation, because we even had the good weather. We had everything. And it just needed to have an iconic fight, as I said, to put the cherry on top, and it did, and it's just phenomenal.
And the wind didn't catch that burning AJ. You could have sent your hang right. It's battle time to finish this.
What are we doing? Best out of 3 or first?
Best out of 3. This is what a wimp. By the way, if you want to know why he got up off the canvas, part of him's Irish, right? Not much, right? Right, now, just get the rules, right? Yeah. Right, because I don't want you crying about it, right? So 3 pumps and a reveal.
3 pumps and a reveal.
So don't go,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right? Okay, you ready?
Yeah. You ready?
Here we go. Here we go.
One, two, three. You cheater.
Do you know,
so it's one,
did you see me cheating?
No, because I was saying it's...
Do you know I was doing a Jedi mind trick? He knows the Jedi mind trick. Right, that's 3 pumps and then a reveal.
No. On the third pump.
On the third pump?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
You ready?
Ready? So I'm going to close my eyes.
On the third pump, yeah?
Right, is he going to go rock again?
Ready? One, two, three.
Oh, no! Right. Go again. Right, so he's changed once, so he'll not change. It's his mind wars. Right, you've changed once. You won't change this time. You won't change 3 times. You'll double bluff me. You'll go paper. Okay.
So this is what I do when I'm not training.
Look at me. I'm going scissors.
All right, you're going scissors.
Right, I'm telling you what I'm going.
I'm going paper.
Right, okay.
Are you ready, yeah?
Okay.
One, two, three. And now we're later.
By the way, can I just say, not only did he provide one of the best fights in recent days, this is the best game of rock, paper, scissors you ever seen. Right, 3 pumps in a reveal, and I'm gone.
No, 2 pumps in a reveal. You don't
and now my mind's gone. Right,
ready?
Okay, let me think. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Yes! Come on! It might not mean anything to you, but it means the world to me. 2-0.
God bless, mate.